searching the globe to find animals good enough to be called funny. It's disc 3 of the funniest of the planet's funniest animals. I'm Matt Gallant, inviting you to jump up on the good couch and meet a hamster that's on the road to nowhere. Animals on a downward slide. Meet a wrong way horse. A fish that prefers the turf instead of the surf. Plus a dog who springs into action. All that and much, much more on disc 3 of the funniest of the planet's funniest animals. Watch any nature documentary and you'll see graceful, agile animals bounding through the forests, over mountains, and across savannas. But that's just what the animals want you to see. Now take a look at these less than flattering animal moments. The mountain gorilla is a natural actor who just loves showing off for an audience. Well, I guess I'll just have to show off about 15 feet lower. The cheetah is not only handsome, he is also the fastest animal on the face of the earth. Even when he's falling to earth. Now, the first thing we can learn from this video is how the ever-nimble raccoon is able to explore all types of terrain. The second thing we can learn is that this kitchen doesn't have enough cabinet space. This hamster is usually pretty agile inside his cage. But watch how his skills start slipping as soon as he steps off that exercise wheel. You know, this guy probably wouldn't have to go through this if the kids didn't lose the cars that went with the track. Now, here's an embarrassing moment no fish wants you to see. Being caught and humiliated inside an ice fishing hut. Of course, it is possible to save face and turn the tables on an otherwise humiliating situation.
This is going to be the winner!
You know, you make sacrifices for your pet every day. So the question is, what will make him happy? Well, first, you've got to understand what dogs like to do. Now, see, take this game, for instance. The object here is to weave in and out of the small, high-pressure geysers and catch as much water as you can before something shoots up and makes the pitch of your bark higher. Ouch! You're out of there, pal. Sometimes when you're home alone, you've got to amuse yourself. And sometimes when you're home alone, you look stupid. Hey, that's the advantage of being home alone. Some underprivileged dogs don't have real frisbees to play with. They have to amuse themselves with garbage can lids. This dog originally tried using manhole covers, but he kept knocking himself unconscious. You know, animals hate confinement. They want to hit the open road, striking out on their own to find the meaning of life. There's just one minor obstacle. the fence. When your cat's got wanderlust, you need to keep an eye on him 24 hours a day. But sometimes things just have a way of slipping through the cracks. This dog never used to have a problem squeezing through the bars of the fence until his owner fit him with a high-tech locking device. Of course, this doesn't work with your smarter breeds. Look at him shimmy up that tree. But you know, the grass really isn't that much greener on the other side of the fence. But when there's no way out, you need to get some attention, and you don't have a tin cup to drag across the bars, you've got to do the next best thing. You know, if you look up any animal in the encyclopedia, you'll probably see a picture of them just standing there. That's a little misleading because, as it turns out, most animals actually move. This bear cub utilizes the concept of gravity to slide downhill. Unfortunately, he's also experiencing a painful lesson in friction. Here's a dog who prefers traveling in snow. When you move this fast, it's important to remember where the hill ends and the wall begins. Oh, right there. Of course, some animals help each other get around. After a wild pool party, it's a good idea to have a designated swimmer. This parrot rides a bike. Yeah, right. Like, that's more efficient than flying. Buddy the dog prefers to ride a horse. Hey, buddy, I said ride a horse. One thing you can say about TV is that the camera loves animals. Unfortunately, the feeling isn't always mutual. Now, all this local broadcaster wants to do is try to get people to come down to the ballpark.
No barking. Ready? Shut up.
But it looks like this dog wants to start the howling before the game.
Hey, kids, the Howler Brewers will be squaring off July 17th against the Medicine Hat Blue Jays. And my good buddy, RB, and I want you to know that it's KTVH Coca-Cola replica jersey night at the game. Distract him. All right, gates. Ow! You bit my watch. Here we go. Gates open at 6. We'll see you there.
Hershey enjoys this, it must be a lime-flavored leash because Hershey really likes to chew on it. Hershey is a sweet dog, a chocolate lab mix. Let me see, can you hear that chomping?
Now, all this TV host wants to do is to get Hershey adopted into a good family.
Oh, he bit through it.
But if Hershey treats kids like leashes, he may have a long wait.
Anyway, Hershey doesn't have a leash anymore. But Hershey, oh, go ahead. You've already done enough. Hershey is a sweet dog, about as nice a dog as we've seen around here in ages.
While I was home on Saturday night memorizing the characteristics of the American and English Bulldog, it occurred to me that a lot of information was missing from the established textbooks. Here are some Bulldog traits that you may not have known before. What most established books on Bulldogs won't tell you is that they seem to have an uncommon interest in trash cans. However, in this case, His interest may coincide with the local man missing story on the front page of last week's paper.
This is Hippo. He hates the windshield wipers. Watch him go.
No matter how many books you read on the English Bulldog, you'll find no text concerning this odd behavior. However, since we brought this report to the attention of breeders, they've now begun to include windshield saliva remover with the purchase of every dog. Now, the books do tell us that the Bulldog is very affectionate. How affectionate you really want to get is entirely up to you. Another thing the textbooks won't tell you is that Bulldogs just love Christmas. They just can't stand toy trains delivered by purple elves. You know, if our professional sports teams were more like the animal athletes in this next segment, not only would they have smaller salaries, you'd also have a lot less boredom for the groundskeepers. Join us now as the planet's funniest animals looks at sports. Few people know that some of the best surfers are pigs. Surfers have also been called lazy, dumb, and undisciplined. If you enjoyed throwing the football around with your dad when you were a kid,
Ready to catch it, Albert? Ready?
why not experience the same joy with your dog? And after enough practice, sign them up for Pee Wee football. What do you do when you want to play catch, but there's no one around to play with?
Come on, Bailey. Place
You
the
do
ball.
what this smart dog does and use your ball launcher.
Can. And it gets...
Here's how it works. First, you load the ball into the launcher. Check to make sure the launcher is properly loaded. Activate launcher system, and then go get the ball. You can play all day this way. Sometimes the ball gets stuck, but a smart dog knows how to fix the problem. That's all part of the fun. And if you think it's amazing how this dog plays with the launcher, you should have seen him build it. And every smart athlete knows the importance of drinking plenty of fluids while working out. Popular bottled sports drinks are convenient, taste great, and go well with crackers. As a public service, we at the Planet's Funniest Animals like to occasionally air our Adopt an Animal segment. Now, I don't know why, but here are a few animals we couldn't get rid of for some reason. When considering adopting a duck, keep in mind that wildfowl need a lot of water, ample food,
Wade!
and of course, a good-looking right leg.
He's stuck. Give me the baby.
All right, get out of me.
Oh, jeez.
After adopting a pony, the next step is to break it in, preferably before it breaks you.
Been a long time since you've been on a horse, ain't it?
Happy adopting. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got our hands on a new trailer for this Made for Animal Planet movie. Let's just go ahead and roll it. No one knew what was going through their twisted, misunderstood minds. Not even the people in the psycho ward.
This is a freckle on my
Sure, moles change color and shape.
dog.
That is, if you're a disturbed pooch and you pick at them just right. Meet Molly, a docile dog who was asked to give her paw one too many times until she snapped. Now she's begging for treats inside the psycho ward. Poor Jessica, who never learned you can't get to China through your water bowl. Meet the ward's oldest resident, Buster, a cat who's been futilely giving CPR to a lifeless teddy for over 10 years. And then there's Greta, who thought she could handle anything until she tried to use this shovel. No one likes someone watching you while you eat. But when that someone is your own tail, you belong inside the psycho ward. You know, most of us consider ourselves mommy and daddy to our pets. And when it comes to my pet, though, I draw the line at burping them and changing diapers. But then again, there are these people. Some dogs become so used to dressing up that they often want to share the clothes of other family members, even if they're still wearing them. This shirt may need a little ironing. Here's a cat who doesn't have a problem being someone's baby. His problem is that his parents have no taste in clothes. Is the sweater too tight? Or is it just that he's so humiliated he has to lie down? Sometimes when your parents want to dress you up in human clothes, it's best just to sit back and enjoy it. And of course, hope that none of the other dogs recognize you and blab it all over the neighborhood. Living in an age of high crime, it's no wonder people are afraid to take a walk down the street. What is surprising is that the animals who have taken over the neighborhood are actually animals. As you can see, some animals think nothing of taking the food right out of people's mouths. Or in this case, the chewing gum. Let's examine that theft in more detail. Hey, I think he also got his retainer. Some of these criminal critters will try to take the shirt off your back. Or at least some of the fur. And some of the more sophisticated criminals work in organized gangs, using intimidation and tenacity to get what they want. Hey, kitty cat, maybe nobody told you, this is our road. Hey, why don't you just beat it before I turn you into tennis racket strings? All right. But the joke's on them, because the cat was eating chicken. This masked bandit thinks he's getting away with something, but watch how he's deterred by the high-tech home security system.
Step away from the dish. Step away from the dish.
Then again, maybe he was just repulsed by that dirty plate some slob left out in the living room. Sometimes I like to take my dog out to the park, let him chase balls and play keep away with all the people. Here are some other dogs who enjoy the park. Diablo enjoys taking full advantage of the park by being spun round and round on this playground carousel. This is also fun for Diablo's owner, who enjoys guessing which color he'll get sick on. The park slide is perfect for dogs who like a little more excitement. On especially hot days, dogs and kids alike get to experience the thrill of sliding barefoot down hot, scorching metal.
Watch out! This is so great.
There's nothing like having an old-fashioned picnic in the park. First, you need to spread out a blanket. Brandy here uses the swing to avoid getting dirty paw marks on the blanket. Watch as she ingeniously balances herself on the seat of the swing while carefully spreading out the blanket on the ground below. Once the blanket is down, all you need is the food. Okay, so it's not the quickest way to set up for a picnic, but it's a great way to build up a good appetite. Ever wonder what animals do to relieve all that pressure that comes with a busy day of sleeping on the couch? Hopefully this next footage will give us some clues. For some reason, monkeys have a special talent for riding two-wheel bicycles. They also have a talent for climbing tall trees and eating fruits and nuts. But come on, who'd pay to see that? Some parrots are very talented athletes. They start out by getting into shape. Then they're ready for strenuous gymnastics competition. He's just winging it. The talent here is obvious. This is a girl parrot riding a boy's bike. This bird has a talent for theatrics. Ah, this is no big talent. All South Americans can play soccer. Samantha here is a mixed-breed Labrador Retriever who just can't resist getting her paws on all the park apparatus.
Good girl.
Obviously, the key to climbing dangerous structures is having a good arch under your foot. Hey, Samantha, you've just climbed 2 slides and a really high ladder. What are you gonna do next? Sorry we asked. The good news is she got the best seat in the stadium. The bad news is the game isn't until tomorrow. You know, every day we're bombarded with television images of women working out in spandex and men showing off their pecs while they're pumping iron. But if you think we're the only ones interested in keeping fit, you don't know animals. Dogs love to keep in shape too. But realistically, a 10-pound dog probably shouldn't start out with a 20-pound dumbbell. I guess he's in a hurry to bulk up. Last week, a poodle kicked sand in his face. This dog likes to work out at home, and he knows you don't need a fancy exercise machine to get a good stair workout. Something tells me this guy's feeling the burn. Some animals prefer to take up jogging, but that can be pretty boring, unless you do it with a buddy. You've heard of hitting the wall? Oh! Well, no pain, no gain. Animals who don't have a workout buddy can find a sparring partner in that shiny thing on top of the dresser. Wow, they're trading punch for punch almost exactly. Boy, that mirror has a devastating jab. The truly serious athletes know not to fall for those as-seen-on-TV exercise contraptions. Like this one that teaches you always to keep reaching for your goals. Unfortunately, this device always keeps your goal 6 inches in front of your face. Another way to get into shape is to participate in competitive sports. Here we see a group of dogs playing some sort of weird volleyball game. What makes it weird is that the net is over a mile away. Here, a lower species sharpens his hand-eye coordination. And the dog seems to be having fun, too. Ever go to a pet store and buy a pet that's just, how do I put this? One hydrant short of a nice walk? Well, if you're not sure, here's some ways to tell if you've got one that's just a little off. Here's a simple test you can do at home to see if your dog's a little off. Fill a kiddie pool up with 2 inches of water. If he tries to do laps, he may be a little off. If a cat's a little off, it will tend to affect his diet. Then again, who doesn't enjoy a good roll with their meal? And now for the old stack the blocks in the proper order test. Right after the smash into the cabinet crash test. Try a simple follow the leader test. If your pet simply rolls with the program, he may be a little off. You tell me if this cat's a little off. It's scratching at the floor because it wants to get to another linoleum floor in China. If an ostrich tries to take your fast food order and you're nowhere near a drive-through restaurant, he may be a little off. Today, animals play a variety of sports, but it wasn't too long ago when their species was never allowed to participate. Here now is a brief history of their struggle. Not allowed to play organized sports, many animals were forced to play by themselves, which led to rampant cheating and point shaving. Many animals became frustrated at being kept down. Even when parks were built in their neighborhoods, many bears lacked the fancy equipment to play sports. In a lot of cases, the smallest bear was often designated to act as the ball. Obviously, he's not regulation size. But many animals have not lost sight of their dream. Zeke the dog, who hopes to someday play in the NBA, trains daily to perfect his dribbling and drooling techniques. But if Zeke doesn't make it in hoops, he has another plan. This multi-talented canine is just as tough on the gridiron as he is on the court. With human players now demanding multi-million-dollar salaries, it shouldn't be long before Zeke breaks the species barrier and becomes the first black lab to play professional football. During the sweltering days of summer, it's really hard to keep your dog satisfied. Here's some ways dogs have found to beat the heat themselves. Here's an example of a dog who wants to be cool. But I guess his owner thinks that the hot cement around the pool would be a lot more comfortable. Some of you more experienced swimmers have learned that you can stay cool while enjoying the sport of diving. Or maybe he was just out for a run and ran out of dock. The whole secret to cooling down with sprinklers is to take control. As you can see, this particular model also doubles as a water pig. Placing a fan in the backyard may be one of the best ways to keep yourself cool. But it's not always the best way to keep your tongue. Sometimes all you need on a hot day is a cool drink of water, followed by a short dip. That must be the shallow end. Well, I guess the lesson here is get a bigger bowl of water. And it probably wouldn't hurt to lose a few pounds. Now, I know what you're saying. Hey, that was entertaining and all, but how can these talents help my needs? Well, funny you should ask. Now, let's say you're on a fishing trip and you forget your rod and reel. The only drawback is all the fish now smell like a wet dog. Now, let's say you're home and you need to rest from all that strenuous fishing. Okay, that's a good talent, but it was very irresponsible to leave the refrigerator door open. Now here's a dog who's helpful to his master in the same way as the last one. Only he's a little more considerate of the electric bill. So okay, you've had your fish, your beer, and a relaxing game of pool. The last thing you want to do is walk 10 feet to answer the phone. If it's that student loan guy again, tell him I'm not here. If you're the proud owner of a smart animal, well, you're pretty lucky. But if you happen to own a pet who's one pup short of a litter, you might be able to relate to the animals in this next piece. Sometimes being slow affects your ability to grasp certain basic concepts. Like the shortest distance between point A and point B is a straight line. Here's a cat who's confused as to whether an empty bag belongs in the trash or on his head. Or both. Grimsley's had about all he can take of his master's obsession with cleanliness.
Let's go take a bath.
Want to take a bath first? Let's go take a bath first.
Come on.
And he's not all that thrilled about the blinding flashlight either. Some special animals might exhibit certain obsessive-compulsive quirks, like Sabu's rule of taking the top step a little differently.
Good girl.
Let's take a look at that from a different angle. Sometimes a special animal can exhibit talents that may verge on genius.
Bring it here. Come on. Good girl. Come on.
Like figuring out how to fetch 2 balls with a 1-ball mouth. So how do animals get that way? Well, many experts believe that the answer lies somewhere in a pet's formative years. Animals prone to such accidents may be best served by always wearing protective headgear. Of course, it doesn't do anything to make you look smarter. In the end, we should always appreciate each animal for their own special way, even if their special way always seems to be the wrong way. Remember that kid on the block who never let you play with his toys and was just plain spoiled? Well, I've changed a lot since then. My point is, animals can be kind of stingy too. Take a look. Animals can be pretty possessive, especially around mealtime. Wow, this reminds me of one of those all-you-can-eat buffets in Atlantic City. Siblings may fight over food, but moms are different. The word stingy isn't in their vocabulary. But then again, who cares about vocabulary when you're really hungry? Hey, I'm eating for 6 here. When it comes to food, barn animals can get possessive too.
I don't ever
And as you can see, it's not always the biggest guy who has the most horsepower. Some animals get quite possessive over their turf, or in this case, their water. Hey, get your paws out of my lake. That's my water. Give it back. Hey, I told you, get your tongue out of there. You can't always get what you want.
There goes Charlene's collar.
But if you try sometime, you just might find you get a nice shiny dog collar instead. Come here, boy. Now sit down. Good dog. Now lay down, all the way down. Good dog. Now get up. Come on, speak to me, speak. All right, good. Speak. Good dog. Now much tougher trick. No sex. I know, tell me about it, man, but no sex. None of those fancy poodles you love so much, all right? None of those cute little collies. No double dating in the doghouse. No candlelight dog bone dinners. No doing the wild thing. Listen to me now. None of that special scratching. When an animal gets the paper or fetches your shoes, he's called a good companion. But when he irons the paper and polishes your shoes, he becomes a kiss-up. Take a look at some animals with browner than usual noses. Some animals try to kiss up to their owners by offering to take other family pets out for a walk. Boy, I hope his butt-loving lips don't get a rope burn. To get on their owner's good side, some pets volunteer to remove that nasty soap scum from the kitchen sink. Of course, if you're a true kiss-up, you don't even use a sponge. And then there are the animals who try to smooch up by doing everything they can to keep the backyard clean. But can he flush, too? Now, wanting to please humans is all well and good, but some animals just go a little bit overboard. Or in this case, on board. Talk about the ultimate sacrifice. If you're beginning to notice that your pet's breath is starting to smell a little like the inside of a Huggy, then you might want to pay special attention to this. Regular brushing makes for strong, white teeth and a clean, healthy bite. After brushing, it's always important to rinse thoroughly. Although preferably not in a public pool. After rinsing comes another very important step. Getting out of the way. Everyone knows that the key to fresh breath is a clean, well-scraped tongue.
Tongue is after me.
I guess that's why most tourists keep a tongue scraper in their glove compartment. Lulu's owner knows that there are more benefits to having a proper oral hygiene program than just clean teeth and fresh breath. This, incidentally, isn't one of those benefits. Of course, no oral hygiene program would be complete without regular flossing. To defend life, justice, liberty, and the American way, humans have Superman, Batman, and Captain America. But when animals need help, they call on these guys. Some animals will go to great lengths to become superheroes. Or great depths. Look over there. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's gonna have to lose some weight if it ever wants to get into the air. This mild-mannered primate changes into Supernose and can smell body odor from miles away. Too bad for him, it's not exactly a secret power. And this dog's superpower is the ability to retrieve objects from the bottom of a lake. Once again, keeping America safe for golfers with a nasty slice. And now, exclusively for your viewing pleasure, enjoy more of the funniest of the planet's funniest animals with these bonus clips, never before seen on television. Now let's start with the making of a well-meaning public service announcement. This spot never aired on television, and you're the first to see why.
Hello, welcome to Pet of the Week. This is Lucky. Lucky is a male Shepherd Collie mix, about a year and a half old, and as you can see, very lively and loving and needs a good home. To adopt Lucky, you must be 21 years of age. The cost to adopt a dog. Thank you for watching Pet of the Week, and we'll see you next time. You think that's a keeper, Wayne? Hey! Come here. You will not find a... You do
The story of this home video is told by the cameraman himself, word for word, while taping a deer outside his back door.
Hey, you want an apple? Here you go. There you go. Yum. You know you want it. Sweet, juicy apples. Uh-oh. Look around. This is too good to be true. It's a trap, man. This is a trap. Oh, I think it's worth it. It's worth the chance. Here we go. Oh, man. Juicy and good. Oh, it's so good I'm slobbering on myself. Oh, rather tart, but tasty nonetheless. Beats the heck out of leaves and roots. It's not a trap after all. This guy's on the level. I'm coming back to this place every day.
Pardon me. Perhaps you could help me out. I'm terribly thirsty. You wouldn't know where a guy could get a drink around here, would you? Seriously, my long throat is so dry, I'd drink anything. So tasty, so gross. Thank you, that really hit the spot. And now, in her own words, while shooting this footage, the lady of the house.
Friday morning, we just got up. Here's the coon in my front room. I came in through the kitty door, and he locked himself in here, and he couldn't get out. As you can see, he must have been scared. Here's everything that was inside the bay window.
Tore our curtains off the wall, tore everything in the floor up, everything.
He's completely demolished this room. I had some cat food in here, behind this door. That's what he was after. Got quite a mess going here. Point is, I've been yelling at him and poking at him. I opened up the glass sliding door over here, and he won't leave. Sorry, I just frightened myself. I'm looking at this coon over here in the window. There's one up here on the curtain rod, hanging on the curtain rod up here.
Hide.
Oh boy, got a mess going here.
And did they do some damage?
I'll get this mess cleaned up. I'll have a nice day. All right.
There are 101 things you can do with a bedsheet. This is number 100. And this is number 101. Hey, listen up. Want a chance to win a really cool Planet's Funniest Animals t-shirt and $100? Well, Send us your favorite funny video of your pet on vacation, at home, in the park, wherever. Please make sure that no animals are harmed in the making of your home videos. Now, if we use it on the show, the cash and t-shirt are yours. So send your funny stuff to The Planet's Funniest Animals, P.O. Box 2904, Toluca Lake, California, 916100904. Remember, if we use your tape, we'll send you $100 and a Planet's Funniest Animals t-shirt. Hey, don't forget to include your phone number. Well, that wraps up Disc 3 of the funniest of the planet's funniest animals. This is Matt Gallant thanking you for watching and thanking the hilarious members of the animal kingdom for making us laugh and fall more deeply in love with the many and various animals with whom we share our planet. And hey, for more information, you can always visit us on our website, www.funniest animals.com.